Darkness to me is hopelessness.
To me, darkness is being backed into a corner and not seeing a way out.
There's no freedom there. There's no hope or joy there. No peace.
I was living a terrible life, and I was going to either die or go to jail.
So Richie loved baseball. He was on the Little League. He didn't hold a bat like a 9-year-old boy would hold a bat. He just held it like a professional. And every time he'd get a hit, he would that smile would be on his face.
There was a point where I definitely did not know if I was going to live. And physically, emotionally, mentally, I was definitely at the bottom, the depth of despair.
Every night, when we'd go to bed, we'd say our prayers, and I'd say, Richie, you're the best son in the whole wide world. And he'd say, Dad, you're the best dad in the whole wide world.
I would go into a place of there was nothing else in my life, in my mind, anywhere in my body that mattered except where I was going to get some more cocaine.
I don't think my little kids really understood. They understood when my hair started falling out, but we went into survival mode, and it was pretty intense.
I lied to my family. I treated my family as poorly as you could imagine, and probably worse than you can imagine.
I received a phone call from my daughter, Sarah, which is a year older. She said, Dad, the ambulance is here, and Richie's not breathing.
That time for me was the darkest time that I had experienced in my life. That point of being so ill that you don't even have the ability to care what your kids are doing or who's taking care of them. I don't know where I would have turned without Christ at that point, and He's been there. He gets it, and He is there with you, and that was what I clung to in that dark place.
Darkness is a black hole. The pain is so intense. Your emotions are so raw, and you don't feel like going on. It hurts that much. You wonder, how could God take a 9-year-old child that's done nothing wrong and just take him? And that's what I struggle with.
My first brush with Jesus Christ came in the hospital the last time that I was in rehab. I went down to a chapel on a Sunday, and I don't know why, but the nurse said there was a mass, and I went down there. And there was no one there, and I remember sitting in the back row of the church, of the chapel, and I remember looking at the crucifix above the altar and just saying out loud in the room, I can't do this by myself, I need your help. And he did. I was one of his children. I wasn't saved, and I asked him for help, and he was there. When I walked out of that chapel, I never looked back, and I never did drugs again.
My hope is that my wife does come around. She's real mad at God, and when I pray at night, that's the first thing that I ask for, is just to soften her heart, so that she can open up her heart to the Lord. Because it's when I get to heaven, I don't want my son to say, "What about Mom? What about Mom?"
Hope to me, it is a hope that we have through Christ, the salvation that He has given us, the opportunity to spend life with him in eternity, it is something to look forward to. This world is a dark place a lot of the time, and when we have that hope that Christ brings through the cross, through Easter, it's what we can cling to through any dire circumstance, through any bit of suffering that we have to endure. If we get to the depth of despair, we can look to the cross. It is the hope we have. It's the only hope.
He is the saving grace for all of us. And if I can share anything at all, no matter what your burden is, if you ask Jesus, he will answer you.